until I hit my last breath. Music's everlasting even if past death. Not overacting, music's never past tense. Colliding with the greats, welcome to this crash test.
All right, we're here for another episode of the BringTheBars podcast, and I got a BTB alumni here with me today. KronOz, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, King Canada? Doing great.
Not bad at all. Like I said, you're alumni. You're kind of like in the sitcom shows, you know, with the reoccurring character, the crazy cousin or the crazy friend that shows up. You've been on every BTB show, man.
Yeah. I feel like it's only right. Just go ahead and get this crazy ass shirt out there too.
Perfect. So first, I just want to ask you, what are you working on lately?
Man, everything. Music wise, I've actually got a little bit of everything going on right now. I'm kind of starting to narrow down everything. I've got all my features connected and everything. I've been working on this project since, I think after I did Time Travel, I kind of came up with the concept to do a sequel to it called World Travel, which features artists and producers from all over the world from 5+ countries. And I'll kind of announce a little bit more of that. I got a few features from Africa in there, and then Canada, and then I'll keep a couple more secret what's coming next. But hopefully that'll be out September 19th is what I'm looking at.
Okay, that's perfect. You know, last time you were on the podcast, you've been on many shows in between then, but since the podcast, it was before even Father Time was released. And then we did one after when you released Father Time. Since then, you did Time Travel, you're talking about, Trials and Tribulations, your T3 anniversary album. You pumped out all this stuff in a matter of a year. And when I first talked to you, you're kind of just starting out. So what I want to ask you is, what do you feel after all this time, all this music, that you improved on the most?
Nothing.
Perfect from the start.
Yeah. No. It's all a disaster for me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think like the concepts are getting a little bit better. The continuity, kind of planning out my songs a little bit better, and of course the timing and flow has definitely improved from my standpoint. I think it's improved a lot. Yeah,
and just the comfort factor you must be just much more comfortable. Even you got your own home studio set up now, from what I've seen with you. So like that must be just so much nicer than you had to travel. What were you saying, like an hour out of town, 2 hours each way to record before? So that must be a nice change.
Yeah, it's definitely a good change of pace. And I set up my own studio, pretty nice little ambiance that you could see in like the BringTheBars awards and everything, and the performances and things. I mean, I'm always in my studio out there. But since then, we've moved and acquired a new house. I've got 2 houses now, and we upgraded because we're expecting another kid on the way. So we want a little bit bigger house, and I need to get the garage cleaned up and get everything I want. I want to put some like red carpet in there, and then paint the walls again, put the LEDs and everything, sound treated, whatnot, and turn it back into my man cave / studio. So that's in the works. So hopefully that'll be done sooner than later.
So you're going back to the garage then?
Oh yeah, back to the garage, have my own little space and peace.
Yeah, exactly. You need it, especially for recording, writing, and yeah, absolutely. And like I was saying earlier, you've been on the update show, you've been on this podcast, you've been on the BTB Awards, and we are about to hit the finale of the Face Off with you and RAP. How's your confidence level going with that one?
Oh man, I'm always confident. I come in there to win, so I'm not planning on losing, but I know I've got a good opponent, so much respect to him. So he knows his stuff, so it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Both of you guys pulled questions out of your ass that I couldn't believe that you guys pulled out. Both of you, man. Every time you just see my face, even in the video, like, holy shit, he got that one.
Man, sometimes I'm surprised. A lot of times it's just kind of, I guess, one of those things over the years, your brain kind of sponges it in, and then you hear it and you're on the spot, and sometimes it feels like a guess, but I guess it's somewhere in there. And so sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses, because I know sometimes I've been way off.
Yeah, well, it's stored in there somewhere. I know you keep up with a lot of hip hop. I can tell just from that, and yeah, I think that's going to be a really exciting finale. Sorry. And then you were mentioning before we went on the air, you did a live show on Thursday. You've done a few live shows this past bit. That's what sucks here. We're not open at all. It's brutal. I'd love to get out there, but any more live shows you got coming in the near future? And can we expect the JP termed KronOz slide in any of those performances?
Oh yeah. We'll go ahead and coin that. I'll go ahead and start popping it out on all the performances. Do the KronOz slide. It's kind of like the new cha-cha slide. We'll go ahead and get that copyrighted and put in through BringTheBars.
Yeah. Any new more live shows coming?
Yeah, I've got a couple possible ones in the works. I think I've got one that's at actually a metal festival, festival, and a tattoo and metal festival in Lubbock, Texas. I got invited to come perform there, so I might perform on that if I can make sure to free up my schedule. It's on a Thursday through Sunday type thing. They want me to perform on a Friday, Saturday, so hopefully I can get in on that, and then possibly my buddy Trouble Oak, he's bringing Bubba Sparks down. You remember Bubba Sparks?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So if I'm kind of looking at my work schedule and seeing if I can make that happen. If so, I might go to Hobbs because those are all Thursday shows. So it's about an hour and a half drive each way. And so it kind of makes for an early morning the next day, but I might perform at that one too over in New Mexico.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, especially the heavy metal twist on it. Because a lot of your music, you can tell it's even inspired. Like you listen to heavy metal, like, or you're a metal fan, or you used to be, but you can hear it in a lot, especially the screw sounds and just the hard hitting, especially in Father Time Past. You can tell the influence on it. And like, what were your big like rock or metal influences that you kind of still use today?
It's kind of a little bit of everything. I mean, I still do listen to it, and I used to listen to, Disturbed, System of a Down, Korn, it's called Drowning Pool, Metallica, Slipknot, 3 Days Grace, See Through.
Yeah.
It's called drawing a blank right now. Pantera,
yeah. Slayer. I'm going back from with those. Yeah.
Slayer, Mushroom Head.
Yeah. And you're talking System of a Down. You were recently on a big shout out to Bridge the Gap with Holden Stephen Roy. You were on his show recently. I got to tune in near the end. I went back and watched the beginning afterwards, but you guys talked a little bit about it, especially System of a Down being one of your favorite shows, I believe what you said. How was your experience on that show? Because I've been on there myself too, and I absolutely enjoyed myself.
Yeah, System of a Down was pretty awesome live. We got because I wasn't sure if we were ever going to get to see him perform live in the States ever again, and they decided to come back and do a few more shows. So it was pretty cool. The experience could have been a little bit better. We were sitting kind of high up. We were in went and saw me and my wife and brother-in-law and mother-in-law and father-in-law and all of us. We went to Las Vegas over there to where the Las Vegas Knights play, and that's where we saw him play at.
Yeah,
we were pretty high up there. Yeah, and by the time tickets went on sale, most of them were sold out almost immediately. So
that's what's crazy. Yeah,
and to me, music's always the best whenever you get up close and feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've even had like box seats and stuff, like the actual box with the couches and stuff. It's not the same. And compared to being in the club, seeing, like, for me, Tech Nine, I was right in front of the guy. It's such a different vibe and so much more fun, even though box seats are a hell of a lot of fun too, but it is a different vibe when you're right up there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can definitely relate, because some of my favorite concerts were Life Jennings, and then I've seen him in Oakland at Yoshi's at a little jazz cafe that held 150 people in a small amphitheater with live instruments and everything, and we got to sit there, and they'd bring us our drinks, bring us food, wine, beer, whatever we wanted to eat and drink at a table, and we were literally from me to you.
Yeah, you gotta love the smaller atmospheres for concerts. Like, of course, stadium shows is what everybody's dream of selling out, but being a fan and actually being an audience member, nothing beats the little clubs, in my opinion. It's just so much more personal. What's that?
So that's my thing for viewing concerts. My favorites are 200 or less. If it's 200 or less capacity, because I've seen Dizzy Wright 3 times, and I got to catch him up in Oakland also when I was down there working in the Bay. I got to meet him in Dimmock and hang out with them and stuff, because it was at a little brewery, and it was during the NBA Finals a couple years ago when the the Warriors were in there, so they were playing 20, 30 minutes away, and so it was a pretty cool atmosphere. You go into the pub, the brewery or whatever, and the whole place is jumping. Everyone's watching the basketball game. Then you go into the little little arena over here where they're throwing the show, and it's maybe 150, 200 people max, and a little small venue. Nice stage, nice sound and everything, though. That's what it's made for, and man, it can't beat those shows.
And I just have to say, you're talking about a couple years back, Golden State in the playoffs. Was that the one they played the Raptors?
Yes, it was, and I was going for the Raptors on that one because I didn't like the Warriors. I was ready for them to lose.
I was going for the Raptors all the way through myself, man. Our only Canadian team in there, and this whole country, man, was behind them. It was insane. You think of Canada as like it is a big hockey culture, but when the Raptors went that way, like, it was unbelievable, the support they got outside of Toronto, outside of even Ottawa here, all across Canada. Was absolutely insane when they did
that. I'm sure you had plenty of plant guys running around over there looking for Kawhi.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, that was a hell of a time for sure. And then we didn't do any good after that, but yeah, we did it. The Raptors and Blue Jays are the same, even for baseball, being only Canada's team. It's like the whole country's behind them, not just the city. Compared, with you guys in the States, it's every city defends their city. It's like that here for us with hockey. We hate the other team beside us. Like, I'm a Toronto fan for hockey too, and we hate the Ottawa team. Like, it's just, but when it comes to basketball and baseball, it's like everybody jump on board to the Blue Jays or the Raptors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit, because I thought I was was a collaborator king, but I think I can pass that title off to you lately. You pop up at least 2 times a month on another feature, somebody else's track. Like, you're just popping up everywhere. What is it about a feature that always gets you wanting to write to it or even respond? Like, I'll do a feature.
Honestly, I mean, most of the time there've only been a few that I turned down. I really, and the biggest thing to me whenever I'm collaborating with people, I've got to respect you as an artist and as a person. That's the biggest thing. There's been a couple of people I just can't. If I don't like what you stand for, I'm not going to work with you. And I know a lot of people, we don't know each other personally, but you can kind of pick up on little personal vibes and interactions and conversations. And then second of all, I've got to enjoy the beat. I've got a real versatile style. And I like to branch out and be diverse. So I won't turn down too many, but I've still got to be able to fill it. There's been a couple. Like, nah, I just can't do that. You have to find something else. Let me know if you got a different one. I'm happy to work with. It's got to be the right vibe. You can't just force it. But yeah, collaborations are awesome. I love it. And that's what I'm trying to. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and get a notepad and try to figure out how many collaborations I have and how many different cities and countries and everything else. Because I know there's been a lot of them, and I think about a third of them. I always ask who's on the other one, and they're like, "Oh, King Canada."
I was gonna bring that up every time. Like, it's Tiki Main, RAP, whoever it is, JP, like anybody in there. Just, hey, I'm curious. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and I saw he got your red, white, and screw shirt as well. That's a dope ass shirt, man, for sure, and that's a dope ass hat. But yeah, they all hit me up all the time and like, hey, man, I'm curious if you want to be on this feature. I'm doing a feature track. Oh yeah, of course. All right, cool. It'll be me, you, and KronOz every time. I swear. That's like, I think people think we're childhood friends or something, man, or we sound good together. They always throw us together. So, like, when's our collaboration EP coming?
Man, we're gonna have to get something together one of these days. Once I get my plate cleared, and I'm sure you got plenty you're working on too. We can try to nail something down, because I've got trying to finish up world travel, and then don't tell no one, but I've got another full collaboration, or not even an EP, an actual album, 16 tracks. Me and Trouble Oak are doing that together. And yeah, if you haven't heard his music, check it out. He's definitely a veteran in the game and very well skilled. He definitely brings the bars every time and has the flow, sound, and engineering to match with it. So it's going to be a hell of a project. I think everyone's in for a treat on that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Your world travels. Like you said, I would love to do an EP with you in the future. I've actually turned down a couple of features lately because I just got so much going on. We're focusing. Faded Bars is almost complete, so I'm excited to drop that real soon. And then working on the BTB Records guys and dropping their album. So it'll be a while before anything solo for me is coming. But yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of same here. I've been working with another guy up in Canada. Shout out to Too Bad, the rudest Buddhist over there. Yeah, he's been making some beats for me. So I might do a couple surprise singles just by myself here and there. He's been kind of whipping up some stuff, some different samples and stuff. He's been working on a really, really cool beats that me and him actually just did a track together that he released on Reverb, and it's going to be on the World Travel album as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to go that route too and kind of just drop little singles throughout on the Misfit beat. I want to definitely drop a single on that coming out, and then, yeah, go that route and then work on millions of collaborations. And another one, that Melodic Murder Mystery. Shout out to Rhythm and Poetry, RAP. Did that ever turn out like how I envisioned him when he said about the game of Clue? Not going to say too much about it, but people got to tune in when that drops because, man, did that ever turn out great?
Yeah, that man, that's an awesome and very, very creative track, and everyone set the tone and followed the concept perfectly, man. And I'm glad, even though I was just a little piece of tape, because at that time I was busy too. So I took the cohesion route on that one to bring it all together towards the end. But
yeah, tying it up.
Yeah, that's a hell of a track right there, man. I'm just excited for everyone to hear it. So I know, hopefully, whenever people, if they hear this podcast, I'm hoping that they definitely check in and listen to that song, because it's very creative and out of the norm. So it's a pretty neat track for pure hip hop.
Yeah, like you said, when you were talking about for people hitting you up with features, what you look for, definitely beat is up there, but also the concept they have, something that's so unique that, man, I kind of wish that was my idea. Like the murder mystery, you're kind of like, shit, how come I didn't think of that? But yeah, definitely a concept where that just hits you and strikes you like that. Like, this is going to be a lot of fun to write to. So he definitely brought it with that one once he brought the concept. But yeah, I got his album on pre-order. Shout out again, RAP, Rhythm and Poetry. Hit him up if you need any albums. But yeah, for sure. Actually, I got a little new segment here on the show that I'm bringing out. You're going to be the first one it's just a little segment, but a new one I'm doing is my wife here at home. She follows everything BringTheBars, all podcasts, the shows, everything. She stays in touch in the group as well. She started her own Spotify playlists for you guys that she's running daily. I don't know if you saw the post to post a song for her to listen to. But so this segment, what I'm basically calling it is she always is curious about certain things. So it's the Queen's question. So her question to you actually is, I talk about you quite often, how busy you are and how you just keep this schedule going. She just wants to know, where do you find time for everything? Like, how do you schedule your day, and where do you find time for any of this music? How busy you are?
Oh man, it's weird. It's so unorthodox. I don't really even have a straight answer for that completely, because it's all free flowing. It all changes. I mean, sometimes I won't write anything or record anything for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and sometimes I'll get in the groove. If I have a down day at work where I'm not as busy and my mind didn't engage as much, I'll sit there, take a little lunch break or take a 10-minute break or something, listen to a beat. I'll write my whole track then, and then first chance I get, I'll go record it, and then I'll listen to it a few times over and over again, and then start working on it, and then do my final recording again after that. But it kind of just as it fits in. I mean, because I usually work a Monday through Friday type schedule, have the weekends off. But yeah, I've also got 3 kids, so I need to show them, my wife, some attention too. And I know she hates it. A lot of times I'll sit there and I'm looking networking, posting stuff, working on things, different graphics or thoughts, and just getting these concepts together. But I've got to make notes and mental notes all daily. I've got to keep it all together like that. I have basically a notepad in my phone, and also keep a notepad that I have for work that also cross with music as well. Because I've got so many beats that I've bought or people have made for me or given to me or things. I've got to write now. Okay, this is the name of the beat. It's going for this project. I go ahead and download it on my music computer to my studio and everything else. And it's a full-time job aside from a full-time job of being a father. So it's kind of, man, it's hard to do, but yeah, that's why I try to come with something creative and bring the best music I can with the time that I have to work with.
And that's where it's a big shout out to our women as well for allowing us to branch off and do this. Like you said, same with me too. A lot of times flipping through the phone, going through this, and you got to give them attention. But big shout out to them for allowing us to definitely take some time and do it. And that's the joys of a phone as well, right? We can pull it out of like on a little spare 10 minutes, go through a couple things. So yeah, that's definitely the way to go. And I feel you on that, man. Just constantly busy. You like you said, you're a father, your job, music. It's almost like you got 3 full-time jobs running constantly. So I can just imagine, and a schedule is definitely important.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you said, shout out to my wife, because I know at times I could tell sometimes it kind of irritates her. So usually when that comes around, that's when I take a step back and just kind of, okay, I got to put my phone down and get away from it. I could tell it's starting to get there to that point. And then other times, I mean, we're both busy in our own sense, so I try to make time for each other, make time for the kids. So
got to block off
that's
time.
the most important thing.
Yeah, you got to block off time for sure. And you were saying like sometimes you hit these spurts where you're not really writing as much or whatever. Have you ever hit writer's block? You've released a lot of material in the year, or do you just take your breaks and then when you come back in, you jump back in, or have you ever taken a break based on writer's block?
I don't know if it was actually per se a writer's block, but I mean, in a roundabout way, it probably is, because sometimes I do get real stressed out, and a lot of times what I do, and sometimes you'll notice maybe I don't talk because I'm a rambler. I like to talk a lot. I like to interact with people, but there are times I'll just kind of fade away from Facebook for 4 or 5 days or a week or something like that. Not as much interaction back and forth or personal messages and things like that. Sometimes I do get really stressed out, and in a sense, I guess that's my writer's block. I get overwhelmed and stressed, and my patience dwindles away, and I'm like, okay, I can't even think about this, or it's just gonna, I mean, be wasting time just going over and over again listening to it. And I've done that with recording too, or record something, I have it in my head, I get up there, put it on the mic, and like, it's been a long, stressful day, and my tone's not there, and it just doesn't come out right. So like a lot of times, okay, I get to that point, save, delete, whatever, close the computer, put it away for a few days, and whenever I feel in that right state of mind, that's when I come back to it.
Yeah. I think everybody goes through it. With you, it sounded like it's more that like you just won't even start to even try to write a song if you're feeling so stressed out or whatever, just because you probably know it won't turn out the best. And you're talking about like recording a song and then in your head it's not turning out right, you're all stressed out. Has it ever hit a point too? Have you ever had this song in your head that you thought would be so good, and even on a normal day you go put it out on the beat and then you realize, yeah, this didn't turn out as good as I thought? Or even vice versa, have you ever had those songs where you're like, wow, this turned out a lot better than I thought it did?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had that happen a few times too. I'll say I'll start with a positive note first. I think one of the songs that I really like how it came out and came together, the delivery, the concept, the kind of spunk, the vibe, the swagger, if you must say. And like that Translucent Glow song I did with my buddy 1215 Smooth. That one, I mean, I just felt good. And I mean, it's like, okay, I'm in the moment. Because that one came together really fast. I wrote it all together, the hook, the song, and then I recorded it just one time through. It wasn't like I had to force it. I didn't have to keep coming back to it.
Was that on Time Travel or Trials and Tribulations?
That one was actually on the T3 Anniversary album called.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Because I was gonna say, with your Trials and Tribulations, I believe that's the one. You just seemed in such a peaceful headspace through that whole EP. Like that was just the sun vibe in the mountains, chilling. Like that whole thing came out as such this peaceful vibe. Like, was that your mindset doing that whole? I think it was a 5-track EP, if I'm correct.
Yes, yeah, because that was all part of that 3-part series. Because I dropped it Time Travel on 219, which is more like upbeat, fast, kind of. It's chill, but like more like a energetic, kind of playful type album. Then after that, the next month on 319 is when I dropped that Trials and Tribulations, and it was more just like a somber, real chill. And I was actually recorded 3 out of 5 songs in one night over there at my buddy Taj's studio at True Vision Media. I just sat over there and I recorded everything, and his vibe, he's such a good person and good person to be around. It was easy to make music over there. He's the same one that was on that Something Better remix that we did the video, and on the song on that one, he was the first verse on that, and then did some background on the hook, and he also did some background on a hook on the song me and Tiki Man did for that BringTheBars mixtape that's still floating around.
Yeah, that whole that whole EP, man, turned out incredible. All of them do, but that one, just this vibe to it. I just felt like you're in a whole different headspace of that one. Like it just, like I said, that's a vacation EP for me. One where you're going out and like you're bumping that on vacation, summer holidays, whatever it is, including I think it's called Summertime with Scotty G that you did. Another one that was amazing.
Yeah, that one came last week. I think Scotty finally dropped that one last week. That's a fun vibe on that one.
Yeah, it is. And I believe you're on the remix of Otis's Some Time Ago, right?
Yes, yeah. He sent me that. And the funny thing is, I'm gonna embarrass Otis. So Otis, if you're watching this, sorry.
Has he heard your verse yet?
Yeah. I sent him my verse back already. Sent him that to mix in, but if I've got time, whenever someone wants a collaboration, usually those are the easiest things for me to write to because there's already a concept, the beat's there, the concept's there, the hook is there most of the time. Especially if it's something they're like, okay, well, I just want your sound on here, KronOz. So that's what I loved about that one. I mean, that's one of my favorite songs from him. I've been listening to since I listened to Otis.
Yeah.
So he sends a beat over to me and to Jumpin' Joe, and we're talking in this group chat together, and he's like, okay, here's the beat, and I mean, he did the Choosing Me with the second part of it. He sends the wrong beat. He sends the beat to the remix beat to Choosing Me instead. So I'm like, I didn't even notice at first. I'm going through it because he didn't have the hook laid on this one. I'm going through it because I recognize both the beats, and I'm like, okay, I know the concept of their song. I start writing. I write my whole verse to that beat. I write my verse to that beat, and I record it and everything. Okay, I get it how I want it recorded, send it to it, and I send it to him, and he just like sends like a shocked or like a sad face or something. Then when I send it over to him, I'm like, damn, you don't like it or what? I mean, hey, just let me know. I'll go back and write something else. My bad. I mean, I'll see if I can come up with something better. And he's like, no. He's like, fuck. He's like, man. He's like, I sent you guys the wrong beat because I think Jumpin' Joe had already wrote his too.
Oh,
and we got going, and then so he sends me the new beat, and at that point, I almost like kind of deflated. And I'm like, oh man. I spent the time. I felt like I was in the groove for it and everything, and then now I got to start over from scratch.
Did you take anything from the Choosing Me beat that you wrote to and used in like moved it on and used it into the Some Time Ago beat?
I took 16 bars from
it. There you go.
Now the tempos were almost identical, so I think I might have taken a couple words out here and there and changed my delivery a little bit, but it actually fit in there. And I think the weird thing about it is I wrote it for the other beat, and I think it fit better on this beat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that happens a lot with me. Like I recorded a lot between my 18, I'm 30 now, about to be 31 tomorrow. 18 to my 30s. Like I did a lot of mixtapes throughout. A lot of them I didn't release. And I find myself going back to some of them and pulling verses out, whatever, finding a different fit for them. And that's always like a nice feeling kind of when you had something written and then you find something for it and you're like, wow, this fits it so much better than what I was doing before, for sure. So there you go. It happened with you on that one.
Yes, yeah, that just happened to work out the best that I could, because I mean I could also show the opposite side of that. The very first song I ever wrote, I didn't know what I was doing last year, and I wrote a song without the beat, and it ended up being that transparency song. I think it's a cool concept and a cool, sound and everything to it, but man, it sounds so choppy because I was so determined to make that fit on the beat that was made for me.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna give up.
Yeah, I never can write just a cappella bars or something down. I can write a rhyme or two down. A lot of times I'll get it in my head, or a punchline. I'll write that down and find a way to fit it in the future. But yeah, to actually just write a full 16 and then you're trying to find the beat for it, it's always harder than what it should be, you know?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, it's difficult.
So we were talking earlier about you being on Bridge the Gap, the Behind the Suit with Holden, Steph, and Roy. And one of the things that you talked about a lot is your whole like athletic background, a lot of basketball, baseball, MMA, wrestling. Out of all those like athletic sports you took part in, which one do you miss the most that you wish you kind of were still pursuing to this day, if any?
Football.
Football?
Yeah, football is my favorite sport. That's probably the sport that I was best at. I mean, motocross is a lot of fun, but yeah, it's hard on your body. Same with MMA. I enjoy fighting and all that, but man, I love to eat. I hate cutting weight. I hate dieting, things of the sort. So I'm 33. I don't really care as much about having a six pack. I just want to be able to make sure I'm healthy and happy and still athletic enough to I can run, and if I need to do something, I can defend myself. I can run. I can do whatever I need to do. I can play with my kids and everything else. So I still kind of take a little focus into that. But as far as cutting weight and watching my weight, I don't care about that. So I don't miss it at all.
Yeah, I can just imagine the whole weight cutting aspect of it. I never did. I boxed a little bit, but that was it. Never did MMA or anything. But I couldn't imagine. And like you, just who cares now at our age? As long as you're healthy and like you say, you stay active a bit, and that's pretty much all you can ask for. And yeah. You said running. I can't run worth shit. I never was able to run. I'm a horrible runner, man. I'm flat-footed. I can't run at all.
Yeah, it's a lot harder for me nowadays since I tore up my knee fighting MMA. Because I mean, the most I've ever ran, I ran 14 miles one time and in one sitting, and did it in like I think just over an hour. I can't remember exactly what it was. Actually, I can't remember how long it was. Might have been almost 2 hours. I don't know however long it took me, but it took a good while. I think actually now that I think about it, I think it was 2 hours and like 7 minutes or some sort. But my shins hurt for a week after that, and I told myself I'm never running more than a 5K again.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I wouldn't even be able to pull that off myself. And you were saying your knee was shattered from a little bit from MMA. Was that from the training or tweaking it, or was that actually from taking like leg kicks and everything like that with your knee?
Well, I didn't shatter it, but I tore a lateral ligament in my knee, my LCL. And that was actually the last time I actually fought MMA, competing in that. I did some jiu-jitsu tournaments once I rehabbed my knee and stuff after that, but it just coincided that I was finishing up college at the same time that that was my last fight. So I fought there, and I tore my knee sometime in the fight. I don't know when it was because my adrenaline kept going, but afterwards I was kind of limping, and it was real sore the next day. So I thought, man, was it from a leg kick? Did I just shoot wrong and hit my knee really hard?
Or extended or anything? Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt because I think we went to the ground. I took the guy's back, and I just kind of wrapped that leg up in there, trying to get the hooks in, and had it twisted all the way around. And he was, of course, trying to fight it. So I was keeping it in there. So my knee ended up like that, and up underneath him, just kind of was. It's luckily flexible enough to get it there in the first place. But yeah, it just like a rubber band.
And talking MMA, this is going to air afterwards, but tomorrow night, Conor McGregor and Poirier. I'll be watching. I'm a massive UFC fan. I tune in all the time. Who do you got? What round and by which way do you got?
You know what? I don't know. I haven't really followed it as much as you'd think I probably would on this particular fight, but I'm gonna cheer for Poirier, and I think Dustin's gonna beat him in the fourth round. He's gonna knock him out with about 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the fourth round.
You pretty much stole the prediction from me. I even have a bet going on it, and I have Dustin Poirier knockout in the fourth round. As if you said that, yeah. I'm Poirier all the way.
Seeing your note cards back there sitting on your TV, that's where I read that from.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's hope that actually happens. Man, I think he's just got more drive for it than Conor. I think he wants to prove something, go for that real heavy, lightweight title or featherweight. I don't know which one it is, but yeah, he's definitely got more drive in my opinion.
Yeah, he's done his thing. He made his name. He made his money. He made his legacy. Now I don't think he really cares as much about it. I mean, he's in and out, kind of like a yo-yo. He comes and goes whenever he pleases. So.
It doesn't affect his status or anything at all, win or lose. Compared to Poirier, if he loses, it will affect his status a bit. But that also, the pressure might get to him, but who knows? I got him like you, fourth round knockout. But
did you do it 3 minutes and 54 seconds into it though?
No, I didn't do that. I just got fourth round. I don't got any time picked on that.
Yeah, that's all random. It's just BS.
Well, let's see if we get it. I'm hoping I do. I'm going to be partying my ass off tomorrow for that. My birthday party as well tomorrow, so I'll be partying for that. Can't wait. Looking at the time here, though, man, we're hitting near the end, and you know what's coming. You've been a part of this show twice now, and we're going to end it with Name Your Bars.
You know, and it's probably gonna be even worse than the first time now that they got 70, 80 tracks floating around out there.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be a little different than the first time I did this with you. Your album wasn't even out yet the first time I did this segment with you, and now you've had 2 albums and 2 EPs.
Hey.
So I am gonna bust out. We got 5 songs here for people who are tuning in, don't know what this segment is. Name your bars. I'm gonna read off a bar or 2 from one of KronOz's tracks, and we're gonna see if KronOz can let us know what track those bars are from. So I'm gonna start with this one right here. I can carry myself. I don't need a crew. It ain't about a color, not red or blue.
And I can carry myself. I don't need a crew. It ain't about a color, not red or blue. KronOz. That's Loyalty with me and Doja Melody off of T3.
That is, man. I love that song. I had Doja on the last podcast. We talked about that song as well. Doja's a great guy. Shout out Doja.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. Me and him got linked up through Trouble Oak and before BringTheBars, and now we're kind of like me and you. Half the time, I think I've done 3 collabs with him on other people's songs too now.
Yeah, I'm having him on Global Domination too, for sure.
Nice.
So you're 1 for 1 right here. We're going on to the second one is Do It For My Family. That's not a lot of people. I'm from the H-Town, home of the Hobbs Eagles.
Where I push a truck or an old Regal jamming oats. Some old roll or some Benny Siegel, something like that. That's with Side Hustle, me and Big T.O. off the T3.
Yes, it is 2 for 2. We're going on to number 3 here. Big bottles of Patron and Don Julio pass the mic this way, about to steal the show.
I can hear it in my head. I'm just trying to think. Shoot. Burning Rubber, man, Siren.
That is not Burning Rubber. That is Time Switch.
Okay, yeah. I hadn't listened to that song in a good while. I could hear it playing in my head, but I couldn't think what came after that. So.
Not bad. You got 2 for 3. We got 2 more to go. So here's your 4th one is I've seen a man crying just the other day. Too many mistakes. There's got to be another way.
Leave Your Worries with Tiki Man.
Yeah, another great track that you both killed it on. And shout out Tiki Man, because we got something coming out with him soon too. I don't want to say the title or anything. I don't want to blow up, but yeah, I'm excited for that track.
Yeah,
I heard your part on it too. I got the mix last night or 2 nights ago. Well done, man.
What'd you think of the flow between the 3 with that on there?
I loved it. I loved I loved how it kind of gave me that Applause vibe. You know, when we did Applause, there's like 3 totally different styles that.
Oh yeah, that was the hardest
so
thing about
well.
that one.
Yeah.
That was hard about that one because he gave me a hook and I hadn't heard his or yours and I didn't know where everyone was going with it. So I wrote that one really fast and I liked kind of a couple of the double meanings in it on my verse, and then I sent it to him, and this way he's like, it doesn't fit. I don't like it. And I was like, what? I so like defeated. I was like, what? I was like, man, I really like that. I thought the concept went with what I was going, and then I was like, and I broke it down. I was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He's like, you know what? He's like, let me listen to it again tomorrow, man. He's like, I was tired as hell. He's like, dude, I don't know what I was thinking. He's like, I heard a bunch of stuff that's not even in there because I sent him all the lyrics, and he's like, I thought you were talking about a Glock and this and that, and I was like, no, man, I wouldn't put a bunch of crap like that in there.
I can't stand that. Like when people send me just the written lyric part, because I can't read the lyrics like that without hearing it to know how it's coming out. Like, and to be honest, like I just read through them and I'm just not even catching it all unless I hear it on a beat. So it's just like, it's so hard when somebody just sends you like a notepad or here's my 16 bars and they send it to me. I'm like, oh, cool. I can't wait to hear what it actually sounds like.
Yeah, you don't want to read them, and that one was actually, it was opposite, because I was like, I had to send them to him, because I was like, well, I mean, maybe he heard something different, that like maybe it wasn't clear enough, maybe I need to re-record it or something, because
I liked your tone and everything on that. You brought like even a different tone on that. Like you, I just had the hook as well when he sent it to me. I didn't know what we were both doing. I just figured, oh man, another collaboration with KronOz, so this should work out well.
Yeah, it's a dope song. I'm ready to hear it completely mixed and mastered and finished up, because I know he's got a few more little things he wants to do to it, and I'm excited for that to come out.
Yeah, same here. And we're on the last one for Name Your Bars. You are 3 for 4. Let's go 4 for 5 right here. If you can do it, is I take my time even when on the grind. No one can stop me. I'm the father time.
Light up the city.
That is Light Up the City. You just missed it by 1, man. I don't know what you did on the first episode you're on for this one. I think you got 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I think it's 3 out of 5.
So you're improving. You got all your features right when we did the Name Your Features special. But 4 out of 5, man. We're out of time. I just want to thank you again for taking some time to do this. I know you're a busy guy, so I really appreciate it. And I will be seeing you soon for the face-off finale. So good luck with that, man.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna have to try to find some time to study there. I hadn't studied for any of the other ones, but I might need to.
All right, man. Enjoy your night and enjoy your weekend.
All right, you too, brother. And happy early and late birthday, since it's gonna air later. You're already 31 whenever this airs, but happy birthday tomorrow.
I'm getting old so fast, man. I'm 31 and I just blinked.
Wait till you're 33, man. It's all downhill from 31.
Yeah, it's all downhill after 30s anyways.
You're probably gonna start rapping next year. That's what I did.
All right, man. Take it easy. Have a good one.
You too, man. Have a good one. Later.
Peace.